Welcome back to day 15 of the 100 horror films in 31 days. Got in 3 films today, so we're reaching the midpoint, and I'm on pace. If you watch all the videos and you're kind of tracking me, I'm at, with today's watches, 53. So I'm hanging on. I'm going to make that 100. Half of the watches, interestingly enough, are still first-time watches, which amazes me. Each year that I've done this, and I think this is year 4, somehow, I mean, I've watched thousands of horror movies, but still, I end up watching at least half are first-time watches, which is great. I mean, it just feels like I'm constantly exploring the genre when I do this. Anyway, first up, Giallo in Venice, 1979. Director Mario Landi, an Italian director. I don't know. I think this is kind of mistitled as a giallo. It's more of just it's more of a sex romp, and a kind of a crime drama, crime thriller. The characters are really sexual deviants, and the giallo tropes of the killer and who's the killer and how that's playing out really kind of play second fiddle to this couple that's basically they're sexual perverts. They get off on having sex in weird places and orgies and swapping partners and things like that. But in the midst of all that, you've got a murder that happened, and the murder takes place in the first scene. You've got 2 people that are dead, like right on the water, near the water. By the way, this was shot in Venice, so most of the movie is trying to solve this murder. And the particular interesting thing about it is the woman was drowned and then pulled back onto the shore. So they can't figure out why the killer would do that. And then the movie really kind of goes into the backstory of these characters into great detail, and they turn out to be just into all kinds of weird sexual things. So it's sleazy. I mean, the bottom line is it's sleazy. Much more of a kind of a detective crime thriller than a giallo, in my opinion, but still interesting watch. I don't know that it's gonna be something I go back to repeatedly, but I enjoyed it for first time watch. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. There are some special features on this puppy that I will certainly check out. Probably, well, I know maybe November or December. It's a nice release though. It's got a booklet and a number of special features. I think there's an audio commentary with Troy Harworth, who seems to be doing every commentary, it seems like, lately. Next up is, all 3 of these were first time watches. Next up is Death Valley, 1982-83, I think. Dick Richards, who was better known as a photographer, directed this, and he went on to do won an award with Tootsie, the Dustin Hoffman film. This is a straight up slasher type film starring the kid Peter Billingsley, who was better known for his role as Ralphie in Christmas Story. Loved it. Highly entertaining. I mean, it was a breezy watch. Just moved right along. I give it a 7 out of 10. Kid actors are hit and miss with me. And I think that's the case with most people. They're kind of a hit and miss. But Peter Billingsley, man, he gets it right every single time. He works. To me, every film that he's been in, he works as a child actor just perfectly for the role. I thought he was great in this, and I thought he was great in Christmas Story. Highly enjoyable watch. Definitely recommend this if you haven't seen it. This has an audio commentary track with the director, so I will check that out in November. Scream Factory release. I give it a 7 out of 10. And then finally, I broke into this Vestron release of The Lair of the White Worm. Now, this was a 1988 film directed by Ken Russell, who did the masterpiece The Devils with Oliver Reed. This film stars Amanda Donahue as this vampire snake woman that sacrifices people to her snake god, who it looks something kind of like out of Tremors. Bizarre. It's just a bizarre film. It really turns the whole vampire genre on its head. And I can't say it's a vampire film. It was actually based on a novel that was written in the 1900s. I think it was released, the book, The Lair of the White Worm, came out the year before Bram Stoker died, like in 1911. Interesting, fascinating stuff. And of course, Ken Russell, all his films are very visual exercises. And coming off the film Gothic, Vestron had him do a 4-picture deal, and this was one of those. It also stars Hugh Grant, of all people. And I thought he worked in this film. He was kind of the good guy trying to solve the mystery of these murders. I thought he worked well in the film. I enjoyed it a lot. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's definitely something that would hold up to repeat viewings, I believe. And of course, this Vestron release has all kinds of special features, which I'll delve into in November. I'm glad I finally got around these free. I hate these Echo cases. I really do. But anyway, this is a nice release other than the Echo case. And that's it. 3 films for the 15th. And let me know what you think. Appreciate you watching.